We're talking music this morning on Breakfast Television, specifically how to know which instrument may be best for the interests of your child. Brad Mahan from the Mount Royal University Conservatory and Jonathan Love joining us. Of course, Jonathan, entertainer with the Heebie-Jeebies, also both dads. So three dads on the couch here trying to figure out how we can get music into the lives of our children. And, Jonathan, it's super important from a brain development and also just from a confidence perspective, right?
It is. I mean, music develops confidence. It develops the work ethic and those skills that that every kid needs to succeed. And much like putting your kid in sports, there's some times that you're kind of going for your personal best when you're studying your own instrument, but there's a team building element to it as well, where you bring your actual instrument to a combo or a band or an orchestra, and you can be part of a bigger sound and affect bigger audiences that way.
And Brad, from your perspective, okay, so I want to introduce music into my child's life. The child maybe 3 or maybe 13. Like, how do I decide which way to go without, dropping a bunch of money on a guitar or a clarinet or whatever happens to be?
It's exposing them to different types of music. It's, experiences. I think what we want to do as parents is we want to provide opportunities for our kids. So, and judging, we all know our kids best. So, how do they react when they see something on television? If you take them to a concert, I've had parents call me at Mount Royal and say, we're interested in piano, we're interested in guitar. So I'll invite them to come to a few recitals. Some of the student recitals, they can see other children play. Is that something they're interested in?
Yeah.
Because, it's not necessarily about finding the right match in terms of piano, guitar, voice. It's what they're interested in.
Okay.
Because if they have that motivation, that's going to encourage them to practice, because that's kids are busy, right?
Yeah.
They're involved in sports, they're involved in music, they're engaged at school. If they want to do it, that's going to be an ally for you.
And it's what you listen to as well. You can bring them to, we've got a show with the Calgary Youth Orchestra on March 11th. You can bring them down, you could show them all the instruments and try to guide their listening that way. Or while you're driving in the car, I know that with my kids, we very quickly moved through the, Raffi and Fred Penner and Heebie-Jeebies section to we're listening to the Beatles. Almost exclusively right now, and it's been incredible. And because of that, I think my son's chosen the guitar, and so I mean he's working on finger picking exercises for some more classical types of guitar pieces that Brad would know. But he's also learning Yellow Submarine, and we're doing Let It Be this week. So it's really kind of fantastic.
Brad, you were mentioning when we were chatting offset here that even if you're at a friend's house for a holiday party or a backyard barbecue. If someone brings out something and the kid all of a sudden zones into it, that may be a signal, right?
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying. We all know our kids best, and when they sort of stop and you see that they're really engaged with something, whether it's, like you say, at a barbecue, something on television, something they hear on the radio, or even if they just come to you and they tell you about an experience they had at school, that's your clue right there.
Okay. Okay, and when we all, our kids they have to get into the band at a certain age, of course, when they're going through the schooling system.
Right.
And again, maybe letting them see a bunch of different things, maybe even on YouTube, watching things to see what they like.
Absolutely, and guiding their hearing and realizing that there's just such a variety of instruments out there, and each of them have a different style of playing. Whether you want to, you're a percussionist.
Yeah.
You were probably somebody who, would tap rhythms while that type of thing.
Homework.
And so when you see that happen, or when your child is, my kids hum when they ski, right?
Really?
And so when that happens, you just sort of realize, well, in the car trips, we're singing a little bit more and that type of thing. And if they're connected to the melody of that, what instruments play the melody? What are the things that they're going to feel connected with the most?
All right, great stuff. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys, for
pleasure.
coming in.
Ted,
Really
thanks.
appreciate it. And you know what? If you want more information, I'm guessing Mount Royal University's Conservatory has all kinds of great programs.
From about 6 months in our early childhood music all the way up. So you can expose your child to music right away.